Hey there, I'm Elysha. Welcome back. Today I am talking about a practice that is really powerful and it can totally shift the way you think and act and feel and live in your everyday life. Now, it's November, so the practice that I'm talking about is, can you guess? Gratitude. That's right. I first got into practicing gratitude. This was many years ago. My son was a tiny baby, and I used to listen to Oprah on her Super Soul podcast. Now I know she has the show, but it used to be just a podcast. And she was talking about this little pink book that she had. And I'm gonna put the link to the book in the description box because I can't really think of the author's name. It was Sarah, but it's a little bit of a tough name to get and I don't want to butcher it, so I'm just going to put it down below. But Oprah was talking about this book, and it's about creating a daily gratitude practice where I know it's so basic and you've probably already heard of it before, but have you actually ever done it? Because I started doing this back then when my son was a baby, and I was very overwhelmed as a new mom. He was very colicky, and I remember taking him places and just being on like eggshells. Is he gonna go crazy? Is he gonna start screaming his head off? Like, I'd have to leave these baby classes, baby tumbling or music, all those activities, mommy and me type of things that I used to do, and I'd be so nervous that he was gonna go crazy, and it used to just stress me out. And I used to wear him in this sling, and this was in December, so I always had on these layers, but I was always like so sweaty all the time because it was really hard to have a screaming baby. And I came across the gratitude practice that I learned from Oprah, and I started doing it at night. I just started writing down 5 things that I was really grateful for. And it was a really simple practice, but it actually started to shift the way that I started feeling and living my life. And maybe one day it would just be grateful that my son didn't have a colic spell that went on for hours. And other days, maybe it would be something like, oh, I'm just really grateful that my son is really healthy. And I know this gets to be a little bit like, oh gosh, of course we're all really grateful for health, but I think when you get to a certain age, it really becomes a very real part of your life. You do start to feel grateful about good health for yourself and for your loved ones. And when you bring this into your consciousness and when you write it down, it becomes more embedded in the way that you are in your everyday life. Another thing that I used to do with my kids, this was a little bit later, but we would be coming home from school and we would go stop at the mailbox and we'd get the mail, and then we'd get into the elevator. And I have probably the slowest elevator in New York City, so we'd be in there for a long time. And I'd be opening up my mail and maybe a check would come in, and that would be really exciting. So I'd start this little chant where I'd go, thank you, thank you, and then the kids would start doing it too, and now we're in the elevator and we're all doing this little chant, and it was really, really, really nice. I mean, I know it sounds kind of silly, but again, this simple practice of gratitude, it really does have the power to shift the way you see and you feel and you live every day. I also want to share this new app that I've discovered, and it's called Breathe 1111, and this rides right along with the gratitude practice. What you do is you just download it from the App Store, and then it gives you a notification, and you can choose what kind of sound you want. They have a couple different options, all very soothing and zen-like, and the notification comes in at 11:11, which prompts you to breathe and then make a heartfelt wish and then connect to all the other people who are doing this at the same time. I'm gonna put the link down to this app in the description box, and it's free, so why not check it out? And I think it ties in really nicely to a gratitude practice, so you can have reminders during the day to breathe, and at night or even at the beginning of the day you can just take a moment to reflect upon all the things that you have in your life, and this is the quickest way to fill your body, fill your mind, fill your soul with appreciation, and this is a really nice way to move through your day. So that's all I wanted to share today, and I hope you got something from this video. If you did, thumbs up, and I will see you next week. Bye.